So, why YTT?
Why YTT?
Why YTT?
Why YTT?
Why YTT?
Why YTT? For me, it was a way to deepen and strengthen my practice, and I have a newfound appreciation for yoga that I wouldn't have gotten, I think, had I just taken classes alone. And Chrissy has an amazing way of creating a safe and sacred container for yogis from beginner to more advanced to all grow together and make mistakes together and encourage each other to get to this place of being able to teach yoga from an aligned and intuitive perspective. I'm so thankful for the community that came out of it as well. I have friends and Kula community that I wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. And I'm extremely grateful and happy that I decided to do my yoga teacher training at the movement.
I chose to do my 200-hour yoga teacher training at the movement because I had always wanted to do a training, but I never felt like I found that place that I fit in until I came to the movement, and I fell in love with the community there and just the atmosphere that Chrissy and Chris have created in the studio and with the whole movement family. And then throughout my training, that decision was reaffirmed time and time again by just really learning what it means to become a yogi and what that actually encompasses aside from just the physical practice. I have never felt more connected to a group of people than I did with my Kula through the movement. And I was able to kind of discover more and more about myself as a person, an individual, and a yogi. And I could not be more grateful for the opportunity that I was given to participate in this training.
If you're thinking about doing YTT, of course you may be interested in teaching yoga, but even if you're not, there are two really good reasons to go through the training. One is you can really deepen your practice of yoga, where you're going to get the kind of in-depth study that you would never normally get, or you're going to be spending 200 hours studying all the ins and outs of yoga, and it's a fascinating practice, of course. But also, equally as important is in life, you very rarely get the time for yourself, where you're really working on yourself for this 200 hours. So there's a lot of self-work and introspection and things that make it really fun and rewarding. So I highly recommend it.
Why YTT? For the amazing people you'll meet, the things you'll learn about yourself, and all the fun you'll have.
To say that the movement's teacher training is transformational is like the biggest understatement ever. I have become a totally different person because of it. I've discovered things about myself that I had no idea were in there. It is the best decision I've ever made, and I hope that you can help yourself and take time for yourself and check out the teacher training, because it will just change your world.
My why. I have always practiced yoga, the physical aspect of yoga on the mat, but craved more. I wanted to dig deeper, to really go beyond the surface and fill my knowledge bank. And so this class gave me the opportunity to begin that journey. And there is just so much more to yoga, and the class was wonderful. The movement is such a beautiful space. It's so inviting, it's so cozy, and it holds a really unique feeling. So yeah, that's my why. I did it for myself to extend my knowledge so that I could continue to learn and share, and just expand the love of it. And with that, I will say goodbye. Namaste.
Why YTT? This teacher training has completely changed my outlook on life and the way I view the world in such a positive way, and given me great tools and ways to better myself in so many aspects on top of being a good teacher or coach.
Why YTT? For me, it was about wanting to take this deeper dive into the history of yoga, into understanding the power that it has to create change. of physical change, but also an emotional change. And then being able to honor and witness that change in people when they step on their mats. Sharing that knowledge with friends, with family, and for myself, right? Those 200 hours that you spend on this journey really do change you. And the family that you gain, right? Those individuals who join this journey with you is truly something that is worth doing. And so that is why I chose YTT.
YTTT. Well, that's going to be a different answer for everyone, so I'm here to give you mine. I think a lot of people think of yoga teacher training, it means you want to be a yoga teacher. And if that's your path, then that's your path, and that's a great choice. But for me, it was more of a deep dive into self-reflection, and yoga teacher training gave me a guided path to dive a little deeper into myself and to maybe go on this like exploration of self-discovery. I mean, how many times in life do we really have the opportunity to carve out that time for ourselves, right? To take that time to get to know ourselves better. And you don't do it alone. You are doing it with Chrissy and the rest of the movement gang and your Kula. You'll learn about that if you sign up in your first class. But yeah, you're on this journey with these people that you'll realize become your friends for life. They are your family for life. And, you know, sometimes when we go into self-exploration and taking a look at that shadow, that can be some scary work. And to have a family behind you to support you and cheer you on through the hard times and the good times, right? Because nailing that headstand for the first time feels pretty rad. So yeah, that's why I did it. If I end up being a teacher at some point in the future, so be it. But for me right now, where I am, I just wanted to get to know myself a little bit better, deepen my own practice. And I couldn't have asked to have done it with a better group of people and at a better place.
I never imagined at the age of 56 that I would become a yoga teacher. It wasn't anything that I had ever thought about, but that is the magic of Chrissy and the movement. So here I am. I am on my way to teach my first official clients, and I am so grateful to Chrissy for completely changing my life with this training. It's not just about poses and exercise. It really is about a different way of looking at the world around you. And I'm really delighted to be able to take what I've learned in her training and pass that on to other people.
So, why YTT? Well, to be completely honest, it started with wanting to deepen my practice. Really wanted to, you know, we all know, dig down a little bit deeper, understand my practice a little bit better. I also kind of wanted to think about being a teacher just so that I could try to get a free membership at my local yoga studio. But what I found was, after doing YTT, it meant a lot. It uncovered a lot of layers. And it turns out I did dig deeper. I did start to understand my practice more. After my first year, post YTT, I found myself teaching a lot more than I expected. And I did end up getting that free membership at my own yoga studio, Seva Yoga, in Yardley, Pennsylvania. I can't recommend YTT more of a life-changing experience. So, next time you're in Yardley, stop by, make sure to tell me that Chrissy from the movement sent you.
So I don't think the question really is why YTT, but why not YTT? I can't give you one reason why not.